Good afternoon, guys, and happy Monday to all of your sunshiny faces. So guys, I'm doing it. I'm trying to make homemade bread today, which every single time I've ever tried to make any type of dough, even like easy peasy like pie crust that comes in the little Jiffy packets or whatever, all of that stuff, it never has turned out correctly. The only thing I've been able to make is frozen garlic bread and pre-made pizza dough, or not even the pre-made pizza dough, the pre-made pizza packets, the pre-made crust from Aldi. That's all the extent of what I'm actually able to make and not burn or ruin in some sort of way. But anything that's pretty much like dough from scratch, I can't do. So I got we've got a bread machine, okay? I spent almost 30 minutes reading over the instructions they have, I found on the manual or whatever on their website. So I'm gonna try this. We got this bread machine from somebody else, and so we didn't get the manual with it. So I'm gonna try and attempt to make Italian herb bread. So this should be really interesting, and we'll see how it turns out. I did try and make bread one time and it didn't turn out well, and I actually think I realized what ended up happening was because I didn't add the ingredients in correctly, and I figured that out. I read the manual and figured out that I'm supposed to add them in a certain order, and that I'd assume that's pretty much for all bread machines, because I've seen other people who've made bread and they do the same thing. You have to add certain things in order. I don't remember if I did that correctly last time that I tried to make it. All I remember was it didn't end up turning out, and I couldn't for the life of me figure out if it was me just because I'm horrible at making bread, or if it was actually the bread machine and it's just because like it's older and it wasn't originally ours. So I don't know if it works totally correctly, or again, if it was me. Probably was me because I'm not very good at, like I said, anything dough related. So taking you guys along on this journey with me today to try and figure this out. It's only about 1:30. I got all the blog posts done and 2 vlogs, which was yesterday's and Saturday's, both done. So those are, like I said, done. Blog post done. Pretty much what I needed to actually make sure got finished today is done. So that was perfect. And now I'm gonna attempt bread. All I actually had to do for this bread machine was put the French setting on, and it automatically did for the time that at least the recipe said. So I didn't have to change like the time or whatever. So I think that's it, guys. I tried really hard. I really hope this actually turns out. If not, it was a couple bucks in ingredients. Honestly, it was like 2 cups or so of flour, a tiny little bit of sugar, and some seasonings, plus like my 1 little packet of yeast, which I bought anyway to test out and use. I bought it on what was it, Saturday, just to test out and see how it ends up working. So we'll honestly see, guys. I have really no clue if it's going to work or not. But yeah, we've got 3 hours and 40 minutes to see if it's gonna turn out. I snuck a peek at the bread, and it's not looking too good. Honestly, guys, I really don't want to say, oh yeah, it's my fault, I'm really bad at making bread, even though I am. I really think it's the bread machine. I don't think it actually works correctly. And on top of that too, like, we didn't get it firsthand, we got it secondhand, and so I don't know if it works. I don't know if it's supposed to. I don't know how long it's supposed to take, because like I said, we had a bread machine, and then I think it stopped working. We got rid of it. Then we got this one, and I never made bread in the old bread machine that actually did work. So I don't know if this is supposed to, like, how it's supposed to work. I have no clue, like, what's supposed to happen with it. And so yeah, there's like an hour and a half left, and it still looks just like ingredients. Like nothing happened. Which I don't think at this point it's supposed to still look like that. I mean, I don't know, but I honestly don't think that it's supposed to. So yeah, we're gonna buy that new bread machine from Amazon. It's a Cuisinart. I think it's $230 something, but it's on sale for like $75 or something like that. So, and I think with Amazon orders $50 or more free shipping, possibly, or 25 or more, or whatever it is. If not, I might convince my dad to buy the laundry baskets that we need at the same time, because I think those are like 20 something dollars. So even if it is $100 you get free shipping, then we'll just buy both of them together and save on shipping. So that would be ideal. But yeah, guys, I really don't think, I mean, like I said, I'm horrible at bread, and well, not bread, but just like any type of dough in general. I did make that the pie crust like last pie day for, you know, I made the pie crust from scratch, and basically I just used, like, it wasn't from scratch, it was the Jiffy stuff that all you have to add is like water to it, right? And I still ended up screwing that up. You literally just have to have water to it, and I still screwed it up. So, yeah, I'm really bad at making any type of dough and anything that's supposed to be dough turned into something else. But, yeah, I don't think this is how it's supposed to be. I mean, I'm bad at making any dough, but I really don't think I'm this bad that the, you know, like, the ingredients should at least look a little different than what they look like when I put them in, right? I mean, like I said, I have no clue. But yeah, again, it's hard to tell if it's me or if it's a bread machine. So I'm gonna try a new bread machine. If not, at least my mom knows how to use it. Like, even if I can't do it. But like I said, there should be some type of, like, I think that just a brand new fresh bread machine would make things a lot easier. Like I said, I've only tried to use this one other time before, and both times realized it didn't work. But it's been sitting up in our laundry room, and I was like, you know what, let's try it, let's get it down. And so and on top of that too, I'm tired of paying $3 for a loaf of the sprouted grain bread. That's the whole reason that I wanted to start making my own bread, because I could make something very, very similar to that for a lot cheaper. Instead of, you know, the $3 that I pay a week to buy the sprouted grain bread from Aldi, and then also to like an extra $1 almost for white bread. You know, I could make it for like probably $1 for the both of them, you know, or something like that, or $2 or something like that, instead of paying almost $4 sometimes a week. And there's so many other things you can make with, you know, a bread machine too. I mean, like, or, you know, even just any type of dough, really. Like, you know, I was looking up too, there's some ingredients and recipes for like, you could do like you know, biscuits, things like that. I mean, those aren't too difficult to do not in a bread machine, but again, it'd just be way easier for me, who is really not good at doing that kind of stuff. So yeah, guys, like I said, we'll see. It's still got an hour and a half left, but I really don't think that it's gonna turn out, and I really don't think this time it was me, because like I said, I read the entire manual practically, and nothing said that this is supposed to happen, and nothing, you know, like I said, I did everything exactly to how the manual said to do it. I don't think, it doesn't feel like it's heating up either. Like I said, I don't know when that part is supposed to happen. My mom said normally within like the last hour or so it's supposed to. Again, I have no clue. But it does not seem like it is working correctly. So my mom, I remember too, when I was little and growing up, my mom used to always make bread in the bread machine, and like I loved it when I'd come home, like, because I was at like preschool and stuff like that at the time, and I'd come home and it smelled like bread in the house. Oh my gosh, too. And then also when I was little and we lived at our old house, when my parents were selling the house there, my mom said that, or read somewhere, that houses actually sell better if you bake fresh bread in them. For some reason, not like sell better, but you know, people are, it's a more of a homey smell kind of, and so you're actually supposed to bake bread if you're trying to sell your house, because it gets people to feel very comfortable in your house, I guess. And so I remember when we were selling it, my mom would bake bread like every single day. And then to my grandma's her condo, when she was trying to sell it too before she moved in with us, my mom was baking bread over there like all the time too. So I love that smell, and it doesn't smell like that at all. So I think something's wrong. I was right. The bread did not turn out. It like didn't even mix. I honestly don't think that was my fault. I really think it was the bread machine's fault, because it looks like I don't even know how to describe it. It still looks like there's like dry ingredients on the top, and the sides are kind of mixed over, but it doesn't look like dough. It still looks like dry ingredients. And like I said, I don't think that should be my fault, because it should have at least mixed everything together. So yeah, I'm gonna say it's the bread machine, and it's gonna invest in a new one. So your dinner's ready, guys. We've got pork roast in here. This is a mustard and cranberry pork roast. And then for side dish, we have got some roasted mushrooms with like garlic and a little bit of seasoning and stuff like that in there. And then also too, we've got a fruit salad because I got a little bit of that left over as well that I made yesterday. So we're gonna have some fruit salad too, because I forgot to get lettuce at the store, so my dad was gonna pick some up today and forgot, so we don't have lettuce for the side salad, so I thought fruit salad works just as well. That's what's for dinner tonight. We're also supposed to have bread. I was gonna at least have like half of the loaf of homemade bread tonight for dinner, and then possibly save it tomorrow for like more dinner, side dish kind of thing. But no, it didn't turn out. And for myself tonight, guys, I'm having spinach wrap. This is part of my meal prep, spinach wrap with, there's avocado. I made some avocado like guacamole and added my little cup of it in there after I warmed it up. And I was gonna add mozzarella cheese, and by accident, I ended up adding cheddar cheese. It was supposed to be mozzarella. I had the bag out, and I also had the cheddar cheese out that I was gonna add over the potatoes, and ended up adding it to both accidentally. So yeah, that wasn't exactly the taste I was going for, but it's a spinach. I actually thought the spinach wrap was going to taste kind of weird. It doesn't, honestly. You can't really even taste it, and you get more veggies, I guess, kind of in there, and it's like seasoned and stuff. But like I said, I can't even really taste it. It just kind of tastes like a regular burrito, I guess, for me. And I guess Matthew's having nothing but fruit. You're not going to eat pork, Matthew? I'm going to take a shower and head to bed because it is just about 9 o'clock, and I actually was able to have some me time today, like I was telling you guys I really needed. I have been, you know, over this whole weekend, I pretty much didn't have any like time to myself, and even then during the week too, I work, you know, for the most part during the day, and then still, you know, I have other things that I'm doing, you know, making dinner, or you know, doing whatever other things that I'm doing, and so like I needed some me time. So today during the day I actually took a little bit more time to myself, and I ended up watching, like for lunch I watched Vampire Diaries, and then I went in my room a little bit later after that, and I watched an episode of How to Get Away with Murder, because I didn't see the 2 last episodes. I didn't see the one from, what was it, 2 weeks ago, and then also this past one, the one that was on Thursday. I didn't realize though that the season finale is actually next week. I was like, oh my gosh, like it just, I feel like came back. Like there was only like 6 episodes or something like that, maybe even less than that. I honestly don't even think, they haven't been back since like, I don't know. It feels like it was super short too. They were like, oh, next week I think is a 2-hour season finale, I think, if I watched the right promo. Because okay, I watched the episodes on Uverse, and they don't have the preview for the next one on there, so I just look it up on YouTube, and I'm like, ooh, it's gonna happen next week, you know, that short little like 10-second clip or whatever it is, just to tell you what's gonna happen next week. So I watched that, and I hope it was the right one, but I think that is right though, the season finale. I was like, really? So yeah, I think that's next week. Like I said, I'm gonna take a shower and head to bed. I was able to, like I told you guys earlier, get all those blog posts done for today, and then I also got the I typed up almost all of my freezer dinner and produce prep, that blog post, except for I didn't finish, which I might just do once I'm out of the shower real quick, is just the breakfast prep. And once I'm done with that, I could actually then get the video edited and then get that uploaded. So that should be up really early this week. There's not actually too much stuff that I really feel like I have to do this week, which means I might have like maybe a whole day on Friday. I could be done with everything, or like on Thursday or something like that. I'm really hoping I can actually get everything done early in the week, which would be good. And like I said too, I still feel like I was able to get a lot done, and I took some me time. But again, because now this is the 3rd week, I guess, that I've been doing these, I've started to get the hang of it. It's not taking me forever to, like, you know, read my receipt and try and type it out or whatever I'm doing, you know what I mean? So it's taking me a lot faster time to get everything done. Like even editing the videos and stuff like that. I know what text I want to add, and, you know, changing the colors and all that kind of stuff, and how I want the music and things. So now that I've been doing it again for, you know, now the 3rd week, I think I've gotten the hang of it down to where it's not taking me quite as long to do what I need to get done. So yeah, guys, I'm happy again too with what I was able to get done. Not so happy about the bread not turning out today. But tomorrow I was thinking I might actually make some Jell-O cups tomorrow because I kind of wanted to make something extra homemade this week. But, you know, the bread didn't turn out at all. Like I said, guys, it has got to be that bread machine because this is the second time now. Both times it's turned out the exact same. And even if I did screw something up, I don't think that it would have caused it to happen both times the exact same way. Like, you know, because I did 2 different recipes and I did them both in different settings, in different, you know, like they were, all the variables are totally different, yet they ended up not, it like didn't mix at all. So I don't know. Honestly, guys, I don't know if it's like the thing is just really old and it doesn't spin anymore and that's why it didn't mix well, and you know, or what ended up happening, or if it's like the ingredients were too heavy, because I tried to look it up online too to see if like other people have that problem and I couldn't find anybody else that says that they've had that problem. So I'm wondering if it's just like it's an old machine and it needs to be thrown away kind of thing. So yeah, like I said though, we're investing most likely in a Cuisinart, I think it is, bread maker, which will be nice because like I said, regardless of if the bread ends up turning out for me, which would be kind of sad to be like, oh yeah, we're going to invest this money in a bread machine because I'll end up screwing something up and then we won't be able to use it anyway. But my mom, she'll be able to figure it out. She's, like I said, we've had a bread maker. My mom's been able to make bread in a bread maker. I just can't seem to be able to do it. These last 2 times that I've tried it in the bread maker, I think it's not my fault. I really do. And even to the other times that I do remember trying to make bread like from scratch, was my fault because I didn't read the directions very well. Like, this was back when I started cooking. I was like, ooh, I'm going to try and make bread. And I just wasn't, like, a real into the recipe and stuff like that. Like, I wouldn't read the recipe, you know, word for word. And if it was like, oh, make sure the water's at such and such temperature, I'll be like, okay, cold water. Like, you know, it was like when I very early on started cooking and baking and stuff like that, and I was not like I was like, yeah, I'll just do whatever I feel like doing kind of thing. And nope, I feel like with cooking you can get away with that because it's just like more like spices and seasonings and stuff like that, and you know, if it doesn't taste right to you, add a little bit more of that. But with baking, it needs to be like it's a science kind of thing. If not, your bread's not going to rise, or you know, your dough is not going to form right, or your crust isn't going to come out perfect. So you know, or like with cookies or whatever, they're going to come all out blobby. Whereas, you know what, if I'm making a pork roast and it doesn't taste right, I'll just add some more salt to it or something, you know what I mean? Like I said, when I had started doing it, I was more into cooking and I was like, oh, I'll just add a little bit more salt or whatever. But with baking, I was kind of the same way and realized very quickly, nope, baking things do not turn out well. But I've done really well with like cookies from scratch and, you know, a lot of other things that I've been able to make from scratch. Again, I think with baking more than cooking, again, really have to follow a recipe to a T. And that's what I did today. And that's why I really don't think it was my fault that the bread machine didn't work. So yeah, we'll have to see though. My mom was like, well, maybe I'll try and see if I can get it to turn out. But I think that the first time we tried it together and it didn't end up working. So I think it was, again, I really do think it's a bread machine. But anyways, guys, enough about my bread machine. I'll talk to you guys all tomorrow. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give it a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll talk to all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.